Hello. Alright. This is just like a lonely ass stream, to be honest. I'll probably make it unlisted once it's done. I don't know, I want to pick shit off the floor, bruv. I don't know. Let's go for a walkabout. I need to buy some tissues, actually. I think I have still got a touch of pneumonia. Like, I was bringing shit off my chest as soon as I woke up that was green. And I just got loads of fluid. My health is fucked, bro. Like, there's no two ways about it. My health is fucked. I mean, I can remember pre-op kind of getting in the shower and coming out and going, oh yeah, man, I'm out of the shower. Brrr, let's go. And never again since that operation. NHS just washed their hands of me. Hello. Jason Antigua, hello to you. It's madness. It's actual madness. I don't think you know until you're in a situation where the NHS refuses to treat you. I'm in Hertford, love. Wow, that piece of sky looks... It's like one white cloud in the sky and everything else is grey, like grey on blue. Petrol blue, dirty grey, and then there was like one white cloud for some reason. Yeah, I'm in Hertford. Hello, everybody. Spider says hi, what's going on? Nothing, I'm just being ill, like permanently fucked from that operation they did to me in 2019. And the mad thing is as well that the main reason why I went for the operation was really successful. He excised the endometriosis really well. The womb ablation was a success. And the reason I think I agreed to have the tubal sterilisation, first off, was it was recommended. Secondly, there was no possible risks even offered. I then did no research and I put all of that down to me taking pregabalin at the time. Like 300 milligrams of pregabalin a day. Made me really stupid and compliant and naive, and he obviously got paid more to put metal in me. And then it turned out afterwards I did the research and it was like, yeah, 50% of women that have this done ends up with chronic pelvic pain. You're not the only one. He must have known that. So the only thing I need is an operation to get the metal removed. But they don't do that. They don't offer that surgery. They don't reverse it. And it's not that I want to restore fertility. I mean, that was the reason I got it done, was that I couldn't have more children because, sheesh, not with these conditions. So my flat's on the market, but it's only on purple bricks. It's so low effort. Like, to get them to put it onto Rightmove and other places, I have to give them £1,000. So I don't have £1,000. So I'm just going to have to go to an estate agent where they'll charge me £1,000 when it sells. No, I don't think it was that. I really think pregabalin is a type of drug that will just make you so stupid. And I came off so many prescriptions in 2018. Then I had the surgery in 2019. And it's not an exaggeration to say that I've had pain and swelling every day since. And I have the photographs to prove it. You could just getting a physical examination from a doctor has been virtually impossible. Anytime I go, that I've been to my GP, and I just do not go, they just want to do a mental health assessment. I'm like, well, do you think you could look at my abdomen first before you assess my character for defects? Hello, Gemma. I bought a couple of these earlier and then I drank half a can and fell asleep and then woke up and I bought another one because it was meant to be cold. It's not even very cold. I'm just going to unlist this later. I feel like I've done so much good work on live streaming in the last 3 months, and now the page is just filling up with shit streams, and it's not intentional. It's just I'm just using it to be able to have somewhere to speak. And there's all this press coverage of Trump and Epstein and Maxwell is a lot. Hi, Yusuf. Oh, gone. Yeah. Can you hear him singing? Ah. Once you pop, you can't stop. Oh, I cut my nose, man. You coming out for a oneser, keep him alive. Is it like therapy? It's better than nothing. Better than nothing. You know the guy I recorded with, and he just doesn't talk to me anymore. He doesn't answer my messages. I saw him maybe a week ago. I was standing in the garden of a pub where I just sat down from it. And then I saw him walk past with his dog, and I said, "Oh, hi, Rich." And he just he looked at me like he didn't even know me, and then he went, "Oh, hi," and carried on walking. I was like, oh. Are you downstairs? I was going to ask you, Gemma, is your partner male or female? But how long have you known? I didn't know him very long. I didn't know him very long at all, but I think we got into a pattern of relating to each other that wasn't very genuine, which I think has a lot to do with the way, like, input output. So I feel like the way we communicated got a bit ingenuous and stuck in a pattern that was unsustainable. Well, I have a repetitive experience. So if I meet men locally, they tend to get amorous in one way or another. And I mean, the thing with Rich is I wonder whether some guys, they get a bit funny. They're looking at a black and white situation. Either she's an angel or she's a witch, devil. And they're in two minds, and they look for different evidences. So they get split between being in love and then telling themselves, no, this woman is dangerous. Well, I don't know. It was unsustainable. This is not the first. This is actually the second time that I recorded at someone's house, and then they cut ties with me. And then I go, well, can I have the recordings? And they're like, no, I've deleted them. But I've not asked him for the recordings. I'm really motivated for it anyway. I like doing my comedy stuff. And I think probably starting with the testimony that's at the top of the twruk playlist. There's 19 lives in that playlist. That Mind My Face and the D's of F, it's got to be my best work in some time. But it started because I got treated for pneumonia. I had to have 2 courses of antibiotics. I'm not convinced that it isn't. I think it might all be sitting at the bottom of my lungs now. I don't think it's all gone. And I think I had that bacterial infection for a lot longer than I should have done. I have a reoccurring experience with meeting guys locally that I'm not in. I don't know. I think I did a lot of mistakes in that short space of time. So I don't want to put all the onus on his head and say that he was being unreasonable. I actually think he was being reasonable according to what he needed and according to what he thought. He was acting in his best interests, and so I can't complain. He has to do that. You know? He did what was right for him, in other words. Where shall we go? There used to be 24-hour Tesco's in Hertford a long time ago. I think this is karaoke in here. I'm not going to go in here. I can't. Anyway, I'm carrying a drink. Yeah, karaoke. It's just me and you, Jem, according to the numbers. Let's not go out of town. Look, Hertford's like a supremely popular place to live at the moment. And I'm trying to sell my flat for 25,000 less than I paid for it. Oh, what is that, zit? Or what the fuck is that? Where did those zits come from? They were not even there earlier. What am I trying to say is I put my flat on the market for 270,000. Look, I paid too much money for it. That's the reality of it. I paid well over the top for it, but I had that choice of that apartment, and then one that was like so far out of town. And I love my apartment. I'm only selling it because I've got debt and I need to pay for an operation on the NHS. And until I do that, I can't even work. I can't really date. I can hardly clean my apartment. I can't fast, clearly. I was like trying to do a fast and I was like, I'm not in a strong enough place to do it. I have a reliance, well, not a reliance, but I'm using alcohol just purely to, how can I explain? I don't use alcohol every day. But it's actually forbidden in the religion that I joined. And that's all very well, but you need a competent doctor. And if you're denied a doctor and you don't have insurance or you don't have any access to healthcare, like, what the fuck? Yeah, man, we are just sitting in the gutter. Anyway, so I joined Hinge, and the thing I didn't say in the live stream earlier was, as a female, I woke up today, I joined this week, and I woke up today to 50 matches, over 50, not matches, sorry, likes. So then I have to look at these 50 profiles that liked me, and in order to like back, I can't just send a heart or something, I have to write a message. That seems unmanageable. I didn't match with many people. There were people that I was crazy not to match with, but I was a bit trying to be realistic. And then I'm still was in tandem, like messaging 5 people all at once, and that's just super unmanageable. So I paused it so nobody else can message me. But I suppose on the upside, I have got some 5 or so contacts of people. At some point I'll meet 1 or 2 people and that will be fine, but it isn't manageable to have the profile open every single day. And I'm shocked. If I should have screenshot some of these people that I didn't match with. You just be like, girl, you're fucking crazy not to match with these people. But like I said, I was trying to be realistic. Also, there seems to be quite a lot of money on there as well. Isn't there a lot more new money now? I mean, I'm not from old money, thank God. I think the only reason there was money, it was past tense in my family, was from my dad making money, and then my mum got lucky and got adopted by a rich family. Oh, I have other news about adoption. So I got a letter this week from my daughter's adoptive parents, and a photograph, and she looks so happy, and the message was really positive, so that helped me no end, because I suffer from nervous impressions about it, where I don't know how she is, and I get, look, if you want to medicalize it or pathologize it, I get kind of psychotic breaks. But then I would be keen to add that I'm not convinced of the horror story. I just, like I said, they're nervous impressions. But this photograph, she looks so happy, and I sketched it. I'll send it to you, Gemma, the sketch that I did. So I was really, really pleased to get a message like that this year, because the photograph that I had last year, her tummy was so swelled. She easily looked 6 months pregnant, which is either a serious GI problem related to probably to endometriosis or Ehlers-Danlos, or she was actually pregnant, and my imagination ran wild. My fears ran wild. So it's good to get a picture of her. Whatever happens, she's lucky, she's got life. Also, something that escaped my attention, last year she sent me a card. She also sent me a necklace which just walked out of my apartment. the number of things that have gone from my apartment when I've gone out and I've gone back and they've gone. A lot of things, including the first time I bought a dry herb vaporizer, £150, that went missing within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, had to be replaced. And then the necklace that she sent me went missing. And then that was last year. And then this year, my designer prescriptions, spectacles, and my ring, my Baha'i burial ring, they've gone missing. Anyhow, last year she sent a card, and she'd written mummy on the front, and then, hey Paula, and then she'd also written on it loves in capital letters, L-O-V-E, new word, L-O-V-E-S. She's a really good kid. And the Baha'is of the UK, as an initiative that I guess like a small group of people have taken, they produce a magazine about 3 times a year for children. It's really nicely produced. And at the time, I didn't know what to do with these magazines. They were sending them to me. I think I put one in a charity shop. I gave one to somebody. And then I asked the letterbox team and I said, could I send these? Because they're addressed to Amy. They come to me. So she's had 2 of those magazines, and then I haven't received any more. I'm hoping to receive more of them. She does roller skating. What else? She's just very, very good at making friends. She's going to big school in September. She got the highest award in the Girl Guides before going into Scouts, like some silver honour badge or something. She's really active. She's got tons of friends. You know, she's, as long as everything, the other thing about this photograph and that is, I was saying to my mum or somebody, because my mum got the letter today, I was saying, you know, when I was pregnant, there was a lot of prayers said for her that were given to me in the Baha'i prayer book. Prayers for pregnant mums and prayers for infants, and they were used a lot. And the main premise of one of these prayers was for the unborn, was not to allow them to go into the hands of, for them basically to be in the hands of, well, you know what, I need to find the prayer and read it to you, but it does a bit of a disservice to me to say, oh no, she's gone into like trafficking situation. The reality is that the way the social services go about removing babies is really bad. Like, they have their own protocol, which is fine, but then they don't stick to their own protocol. It's a bit like in psychiatry where they say, oh yeah, we screen everybody for physical illnesses. It's like, no, you don't. You really don't. And in the same way, the social services have protocol that they're supposed to keep to, and they don't. And they divide a lot of families. Just in my case, I knew within a month or so of her being born, I really couldn't care for her on my own, even with the best wishes of neighbours and family and everything. And, you know, it wasn't really a safe family to bring her up in. So it does a disservice, really, to, like, think of all the prayers that were said for her, to then, like, to not... To think like, oh, she's in big trouble or whatever. It's just very stressful for me, and it's been very stressful for a long time. So getting that letter and photograph this year has been a really good thing. But with all the coverage of Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, the internet has become like, just, I can't even use it. Like, every other video is about that, and people producing like 3 videos a day up to the minute. But the Clintons have been subpoenaed, right? That means they have to give evidence, right? Like, what the fuck is going on? But I love to maintain that there's probably going to be a statue of Donald Trump in heaven. You can go and visit it, and it's going to be in that pose, you know, when he's like, that pose. It's going to be in that pose. So just be there and go and visit the Donald Trump corner. Is he the Antichrist, do you reckon? Is he going to put himself... I don't know. Who cares, man? Just look after each other, isn't it? De Cafe. It's always about you, Yazzie. She's living an active, healthy life. That's the thing. That's the very thing. That's everything that we wanted for her. You know, my biggest regret is that her dad's name is not on the birth certificate. The way my health has been managed in the past has been so atrocious. For example, taking folic acid through my pregnancy. Disaster. Yeah, I hope so. You know, otherwise, you know, where's my faith at all? You know. Gemma, if you keep commenting like this, you'll become the number one person. Can I sort the birth certificate out now? I don't know. The thing was, he fell out of contact with me. And I almost felt like, without him being there to put his own name on the birth certificate, that I couldn't. But it was never anybody else's child. Like, there was no question in my mind. Like, there just was nobody else that I was sleeping with, like, the whole year. It's not like I had to do any maths. It was him or no one. But he wasn't able to deal with it at the time. He had problems. Hi, Yusa.
You right?
Yeah, not bad. So, I just think his name should be on there, but it's not. And again, it's like mismanagement of drugs and so on. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, but I should have taken screenshots of these guys that I rejected on Hinge. Oh, really? Oh, son's father died last year. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I know Amy's dad's still alive. I mean, I see him walk past my house sometimes. I just can't go out. Like, I see my ex in town all the time if I go out. I don't think I've ever really had an ex that's lived next door to me. Even today, I went out to buy these beers and I walked around the long way to avoid the centre of town, but the shop is right there and he drinks in Cafe Nero. And as soon as I went in the shop, I turned around and I saw him and he was there and I was like, for fuck's sake. Is that all right? They have to be there to sign. I think maybe that's why he didn't go on there, is because he wasn't there to do it. I don't even know if I'll be alive for her. Like, it's not long until she's 18. And you see, I can't find her. And she has to be 18 when she comes to find me. I don't even know if I'll be here. You know, there's a big depopulation thing ongoing. I mean, how is it that the NHS, like, they should have referred me to rheumatology at 14 when my mum took me with chronic joint pain and chronic fatigue. They should have referred me to rheumatology and they didn't. So how are they making these decisions with people, like who to refer and who not to refer? They offered me antidepressants without a physical examination. It's 24. Shit. Well, I suppose you could still be my age, right? You could be, I'm 44. You could have had a kid at 20. And you have a 24-year-old now. Just to have an 11-year-old. God. Do you know another thing? It's with these MDMA tablets that I was given some, actually. Oh, you're 18, bless you. I could really happily take half a pill a day. And I know that's not really okay, is it? I can't do that. I would do it. I don't mind that at all. Just us, baby. Retouch is on. Does that make me look better? It makes my face look clear. Let's take it off. Au natural. this guy lives here, right? I never see his windows open, his blinds are always down. He was having some health problems, actually. Who isn't having health problems? But men are not having the same experience on these dating apps. They're not waking up to 50 likes and then speaking to 5 people at the same time that all want to meet up with you and ask how your day was. Do what you do, girl. McDonald's. McDonald's? What do you mean, McDonald's? McDonald's? What? McDonald's? I don't understand, Gem. Gemma. Oh, I didn't mean to make you cry. There's nowhere to go at this time. The park is locked. I've just been, look, at any time, fucking thick, what? Especially when I eat. I don't know. I'm one leasehold away from being a tramp. Good morning, good morning. How is it that other live streaming people, they have like minimum 30 people watching them? The more often I go live to 0 people, the more I'm like, sheesh. And then the numbers on my videos, they just stop growing after about 2 days. That's it, no more views. If I can get away with sitting outside Wetherspoons. No, I'm not even allowed to smoke there, I won't do that. Go to another bit. Do you not think with this image that they could have put the bird a little bit higher up? So it actually looks like he's actually throwing it up in the air. Fuck me, this is my life now. But if I can sell my place, it will change a lot. I will pay my debts. There'll still be people that owe me, but I can't chase them. I can't do anything. There's people that owe me thousands of pounds for unpaid rent. I'll pay my debts. I'll get this operation to sort my lady bits out, probably. Well, just see what they find in there and either just remove the clamps, or if they need to remove the ovaries, then go ahead, remove the ovaries. Save what you can save. Don't take out anything unnecessarily. And I'll be able to start getting weekly physiotherapy. And then that will change my life, but it won't last forever because I'll lose my universal credit and then I'll be paying rent out of the money that I get from the sale of my property, and that will not last very long. The trouble is, there's a couple, as in 2 apartments in my block. There's only 8 apartments in the block, and it's a really nice grade 2 listed building. And the location is amazing, right in the middle of town. Like, you can't ask for more. And the neighbourhood, like the neighbours are all decent as well. But there was 2 apartments that were for sale in the last couple of years, and they both took about 9 months each to actually sell. So that's kind of the problem that I'm facing with them, is there's cash in there, but I can't. It's such a slow process to withdraw it, and it's been on the market twice before and it didn't even get anyone looking at it. So this time I priced it very much lower than what it was before. But I think the thing is with Purple Bricks is unless you pay them to list it on Rightmove and other places, they don't get any views. Yeah, it's a decent size. It's 65 square foot. And it's perfect really for a couple or for one person. I think it's less good to have sharers in there, but if you have a couple, then it's perfect. Or if you have a single person, then it's perfect. and it had new flooring put in, and it had a new kitchen put in. Just now it needs a bit of updating, like the carpets need replacing because they're nearly 10 years old and they're stained and everything. There's a few little repairs that need doing here and there, but nothing major. I mean, if you wanted to buy to let, you could have someone turn it around in a week. Hey, Marty's here. Hello. I was thinking about you, thinking, oh, I haven't done much for Marty on Patreon. But then I thought, well, no, you're probably all right. I have streamed a fair amount. I was just saying earlier that I've been doing some of my best work, and that's why I'm going to unlist this. I keep unlisting things, even deleting them, because I'm like, I'd rather that my page was focused on the things that I feel are worth consuming, like the D's of F and Mind My Face and the Twruk playlist, which I've also put in Pro MDMA with those 2 streams that I did that night. You know, things, those sort of shit that makes me happy. Why do I get mistaken for drug addicts? Like, the only thing we have in common is I am sick as well. My eyes look clear enough, right? I don't have money to be a drug addict. I'm too busy buying food, and that's about it. All good, Marty. But I've become more secure in the fact that I'll unlist this and put it in the unlisted playlist, so I can just keep online for longer. Oh, I didn't buy any tissues, did I? The flat beneath mine is for sale as well, but he wants 295,000 for his, but his is bigger and it's almost like in better condition. I think the carpets are new, the painting is all fresh. I have a bit of bullying situation going on in town as well. Like, Cafe Nero phoned police, literally phoned 999 on me twice for using their chair at closing time as well. We're not talking about they're coming out and want to take the chairs in. They just come out at closing time and tell me, you're not allowed to sit there. And I'm like, well, I'm making use of your chair. I'm not spoken to, and I'm not come in your shop. And I say, what happens if I don't move? And they say, we're going to phone police. Twice they phoned 999. Police attended the first time, confirmed no crime had been committed. And then the pub along there, the bar manager, I think she is, literally fucking attacked me a few weeks ago. And the police just came so quickly, and they tried to speak to me. And I said, don't talk to me, talk to the person that has got the problem. She was drunk out of her skull. And I heard voices. I was sitting here eating. Just around the corner is a bench there, and I thought I knew one of the voices, so I wandered over there and I saw my friend, who's now no longer my friend, because I asked him to leave my house because he was being fucking annoying. And I gave him a hug and everything, and then he was like, oh, I left my phone on the boat, and I was like, oh, I've been down there, and she goes, have you? Is it? And I was like, yes. And then she, I don't know if I said something to her, she got up to attack me, and there was these other guys and they were keeping us apart. I really didn't want to fight. She was baying for my blood. And like, I was just being like, going, oh, come on then, but I really didn't want to fight her. And I didn't know what it was about. And I still don't know what it was about. So, and then this freaking police car came flying around the corner, and the officers got out and came over to me and went over to her. And I was some distance from her and on my own street. So I just said, talk to her. I talked to the person that's got the problem. So it's a little bullying situation going on there. And there's another coffee shop down on the corner. And when I did the live streams in Pro MDMA, the next day I went and I bought a coffee and I asked for a Bailey's in it. And I very often make, especially over the winter, put a shot of Bailey's in my coffee instead of milk in the evening. And I've never seen it curdle. It doesn't curdle, it just mixes. And it curdled, and it was really hot weather at that time. So I think that the Bailey's went off, and I had a tummy problem for a good fucking 2 weeks after that. So I took it back to her because it didn't taste right. It was a takeaway, and it curdled. And literally she just turned around to me and said, there's nothing wrong with that Bailey's, I just opened it. Anybody else, she would have offered to make another coffee. I hadn't drunk it. I'd had like 2 sips, and I was like, this doesn't taste right. Anybody else. But with me, no, there's nothing wrong with it. I've just opened that bottle. Well, yeah, it's been sitting in like 35 degrees heat. It probably has something to do with it. But no, they just treat me like shit. Stay in the light. Doesn't seem to matter where I go, really. This whole isolation thing is mad. Get so isolated through undiagnosed illness, untreated illness. And now what they want to say is autism, do they? I don't think so. It's just another excuse not to give me physiotherapy and actually physical help. Everyone jumping on that bandwagon. Oh, I'm on the autistic spectrum, are you, love? Oh dear, that must be so difficult for you. Come on now. It's just a buffer, isn't it? It's like, instead of talking about the cause of your unrest, you can just say, oh, I have autism. Oh. Does it make you more creative as well? I ended up buying these freaking Sainsbury's pizzas in a pizza deal with 2 pizzas and Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and it's like, I'm not even allowed that pizza. I'm not even allowed to consume folic acid, and I know this is fortified flour. Bad. It's so quiet around here, isn't it? Put a star label on sell it. I should give the pizza away. I've still got one. I can give it to someone. This is the end of my fasting. My fasting did not go according to whatever half-assed plan I had. And then I ended up ordering Snickers, ice cream, Ben & Jerry's and pizza. I gained about half a stone or something. I just wanted to lose some of this belly fat, quite honestly. But a lot of it is it's worse because the skin got so stretched out with extra weight that it hangs funny, and so I noticed there was more money on this Hinge app. A few guys liked my, and they looked like they had funds, and that's all good and everything, but who among those people wants to take on a sick girlfriend? I don't think anybody does. You look like you've lost weight. I thought I even felt like I lost weight, but then I want the scales, and I'm like, I seem to have gained a whole load. It's not muscle. There's nowhere to go. Should I go inside and use my vaporizer? Look, this is a plea to anybody that smokes weed. Can you please, for your own sake, get a dry herb vaporizer? And I know some people use the cheap ones, and the cheapest one that I have cost me about 50 quid, but comparing the 50 quid one to the £150 one, I always use the more expensive one. I rarely ever use the other one. And then you can do it wherever you like as well. Nobody's going to know. Nobody smells it. There's no secondhand stuff. You got one as well? How come you still burn it then? Oh, you're talking about scales? I don't know. Oh. Some guy on X was commenting under Juliet Bryant. Juliet Bryant was kidnapped to the island by Jeffrey Epstein in 2000 or something. They lured her in with modelling work when she was a student. And some guy was like, oh, you lot are all liars, you're grifters. I was trying to have a conversation with him. I was like, well, I've read the reports. I was like, it doesn't make you a witness. doesn't make you an expert. Please confess to your level of expertise being internet user. And he was doubling down. I was like, okay, bro. Okay, bro. Let's go in then. Just stream till the battery dies. Let's find out if my buzzer... Oh, I know my buzzer's working, actually. I just have this chest of drawers sitting in front of my front door as well, because I don't know how to get it downstairs. I'm not strong enough. Going loco down in Acapulco. The feeling down there is so strong. I have a lot of fake Elon Musks write to me on X, but I had Jeff Berwick write to me, and on his profile it's got linked a lot of the main profiles for the Dollar Vigilante, so it looks like it is one of his. So I was happily chatting away to him, and I really have no idea if it's actually him or not, because how is it on your profile if you link the main pages? Like, surely they would know about it, and if you weren't bona fide they would report you. Well, it seemed perfectly pleasant, and he hasn't asked to speak to me on Telegram or anything weird. Well, the process of rolling, the difference is you're moving from combustion. The combustion leaves ash. Convection conduction is like toasting your weed rather than setting fire to it. And look, I've spoken to a number of people that just say, I will never stop smoking weed. But I didn't stop until I got a vaporizer. I mean, I stopped a number of times before for significant periods. But then if the weed was there, then I was doing it. So it wasn't until I got the vape and had an alternate means of heating it that I was able to not smoke. So I'm going to let off gas. I can feel it brewing. I can mute myself, right? Yeah, you really didn't need to hear that. So I'm at home now. Right, so let's set up my vape. Oh shit, that fucking stinks. Oh, sometimes it's hard to be me. I just don't improve. Just get worse and worse. Worse and worse. I've got a t-shirt on under this. Oh, come on, woman. Get out of it. Oh, stink. Oh, God, I really could lose this meat sack anytime. What? I'm so confused. Have you, but you smoke. So why don't you use your vaporizer? If you have a decent vape, I reckon you need to spend 150 quid to get a decent one. I know people that use cheaper ones, but it's just that me, I prefer the better one. Or I just know of someone. I don't know people that use cheap ones. I know one person that uses something they got off Amazon. And I'm like, you have to make sure that you're getting one that is actually doing what it says on the tin, and it's just heating it, toasting it. But no, it is, because she keeps the look, she keeps the leftovers. She told me to do that. You can end up cooking with it. So it actually smells nice. So that's what you're left over with. Instead of ash, you're left over with a toasted material. See, like coffee grind. And it smells lovely. I mean, you know, because when I was smoking it, I would have a 3.5 and I would almost just keep smoking until it was gone. Like obsessionally. Kind of like self-harm, really. And now with a vaporizer, I'll have weed in the house all the time. It takes me a long time to get through it all. I'm not buying large quantities unless I'm making oil. Then I'm buying a quantity and turning it into oil in my machine, which is very good topically and easy to go in coffee and everything. But like I said, a lot of people that smoke it, they don't want to stop. They haven't really got the desire to stop, or they think it's going to be too hard, or they don't want to really admit how much it's caning their ass. I think it's probably part of the problem. I would love to stop smoking tobacco. I think it was part of the reason why my fast was unsuccessful, because I was thinking, oh, well, judging myself by other people's standards, really, and saying, well, it's not really a fast if you're still smoking. I kind of done myself in that way, thinking that way. I'll speak to you in private about the oil. All right, my love. Yeah, because I have enough to send to people. It's just people need money to buy it, because I can't do it as cheaply as some people want it. I mean, you know, there's like 7 grams of weed cooked into that. It's biscotti. The last one I made was very nice. It was McFlurry. And that one was, a lot of people appreciated that. I gave bottles away. I sold a couple of bottles. Kind of cheap, really. I sold them kind of cheap, just so people had an opportunity to try it. Nobody wants to stop smoking it. And I'm like, well, do one or the other. You know, why don't you? And then they double down and they say they don't want to. They want to carry on setting fire to it. You know, it's not unchallenging to vape it. You know, if that makes sense. It's not necessarily an easy ride. It's just you're not setting fire to it. I can stop, that's the thing. I'm coping at the moment with shit. Yeah, well, you could stop, but you could move to a vape, right? Would that be acceptable? Guys, I think I'm going to take a shit. That's really inconvenient. Christ almighty. What a weird time that we're living in. We're like on the cusp of everything going AI. And people upgrading themselves into cyborgs or whatever. Shit, man, I literally need to take a shit. What am I going to do? I have to just go out of the room. I'm not doing another shit on the internet. That one was a special occasion. Marty, are you still here? Have you seen any of my work from the last few months? No, not this casual streaming stuff, but I hope you enjoy the D's of F, the twruk playlist, or pro MDMA as well, and Mind My Face. Kind of happy with those. But it's just really got to the point where it's like, I can't do any more of this now. I think I still have a touch of pneumonia. I need an operation to sort out the mess in my pelvis. And I can't just magic. And I need physio every week. Fact. I don't want to be specific about what kind of physio, because it's not a prescription for anyone else. I know what works for me. Well, soz, man, I'm going to have to take a shit, right? Let me load up this thing. Where's the... So it comes with a cup. This is the vape. It's the main body of it. And then the cup goes in there. So I just put some weed in it. This is like a mixture of weeds in here where I bought little bits. And then it will end up in the same pot. Fill up the cup. Oopsie. The chances of me stopping smoking alone are really slim, because I've been doing it since I was 10. So that's like 30 years. But if I had a life partner, I would say, you keep the cigarettes. We'll have a packet of cigarettes. If I want a cigarette, I have to ask you. You're the keeper of the cigarettes. Allow me like 5 a day, 7 on special occasions, like if it's urgent. Staple 5, no more than 7. Well, everybody wants to stop smoking, don't they? Until they try, and then they fail, and then they say they don't want to stop because it was too difficult. But I'm trying to be realistic and being like, well, I'm not going to stop. But if I could just have 5 a day, that would be awesome. So I need, in fact, I think you can buy cigarette dispensers that like release them on occasion or something. If I set it to like 5 times a day, so just give me a cigarette on these occasions. What would that be, like every 2 hours or something? I don't know. Why is that one so long compared to the other ones? Alter ego. All right, La. You still out the nut house, La? I think the longest I stopped for Gemma was about a year or something. It might have been a bit less than that, and I was about 19 at the time. Why is this one so long? Sorry. Just it's a lot longer than the others. I've got the power. Alter ego. Hello. Yes, of course I'm out of the nut house. What the fuck with this one? Why is it so much longer than the other ones? So let's, look, I'm going to have to take a poo at some point, but that's fine. Let's just do this. Also, I've taken the water bubbler off because I think it got kind of clogged up or something. I was running it through the dishwasher and it didn't seem to recover. So now I've just got this bit, but I do think the water bubbler is a better experience. Yeah, this is the nut house. That is true. This one needs cutting. All the other ones have been cut to length and this one hasn't. I haven't got the proper scissors for it. So it's just heating up. Oh, so see it's back to front. It's only got 4 minutes on it. Go for a shit, says Marty. I will. You can set this to 7 minutes, and somebody very helpfully set it to 7 minutes for me, and then somebody switched it back. And I myself can't, I'm just so technically retarded. I can't work out how to make it 7 minutes. So I just let it run down on 4 minutes and then turn it on again. What? This is German, is it not? Aris Ultra. You know, I don't know if anyone knows this, but I did a live stream where I was outside and I was like dressed nicely and, and I said, oh, I'm going to use this vape. And then it was about 10 minutes, this live stream. And then halfway through, I started talking about legality and growing it. And the audio was just cut off. It was really annoying. I ended up deleting the whole live stream because all the bit where I was saying anything important, there was just no audio. Aris Ultra Vulcan Craft. Touch me up. Retouch on. Well, I did get some nice contacts actually from Match. Just people that I felt was a bit more realistic. So it's not exactly like I can put on my profile. Hi, I have multiple invisible handicaps and chronic diseases that are incurable and progressive. I'm only going to cost you money. But until I sell this place, I know this is not a bad problem to have, but until I sell this place, I cannot do shit. I have no income, apart from Marty's £2. Do you know, Marty, I haven't withdrawn any of that money because they charge me £1 to withdraw it. So if I withdrew it every month, I'd be paying them £1 to withdraw £1. But I'm not doing that. So I'm just saving them up, and then after a year, I'll pay them £1 and they'll give me like 20 quid or something. That meant a lot, that subscription. Like, it still does in a way, but subscription. All right, let's take it off. I think you're actually right. It's like plastic. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I'm glad you guys are down for just a stream. Excuse me. Gobbing. Do you remember when that Roseanne and Tom Donald brought out that your daddy's home? Trying to cancel me and say that I'm a racist. Hot put, you can hit me with that jam. Going loco down. Look, just because I sing these little snippets, it doesn't give me autism. It's just I happen to like going loco down in Acapulco. And also that's where a lot of Bitcoiners are, isn't it? In Acapulco. God help me. Going loco down in Acapulco. So I won't show you the picture of Amy, but I can show you the sketch that I did. Is it in here? Oh, I thought it was in this book. It is in this book. Oh no, it's on this piece of paper. And it kind of, it's only a first thing, so don't judge. It's like, it's not great. I went a bit overboard on the mouth probably, but this was a sketch of my child. That arm seems a little bit long as well. Going loco. Oh, it went off already. This is the thing. If you talk during doing these 4 minutes, you will not get them vaped. Random ass. Yeah, I am happy for it as well, Gemma. Happy to have somewhere to go, to just be online. And it's like no expectations. You can come and go as you please. I can come and go as I please. Hold these down a second. Does that make sense? Fuck me. I'm not. I don't know where all this pretty shit comes from. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I think my face is fucked up. I had a whole mini stroke one time. I was like 20. I don't think I was even 26. And I was just doing a lot of benders at the weekend. I was a student. My dad was sending me like $1,000 a month and paying for my rent out of my own money. I wasn't allowed to touch that money, so he just used to send it to me, and I used to have to go through a humiliation ritual of phoning him up every month and asking him for money. And so I just used to, buy drugs, clothes, alcohol mostly, and I was just going on these benders. And at the weekend, I must have been second going to third year. So I was like 25 or 26. And I didn't usually buy cocaine, but it was just around anyway. Sometimes I ended up buying it sometimes, obviously. Like I never bought it. I felt this side of my face full, but there was a guy to this side, and we were walking about 4 in the morning, and he goes, "Oh, your face is broken." So it's something to this side, like I can't. Like this side, I have more motion in it, and this side's a bit stuck. Anyway, do the vape. And also, it wasn't that long after I was prescribed the combined pill, which I don't think they should have given me because I was very overweight, which was caused by psychiatric drugging. And I woke up and I was like numb all down half my body. It was like to my head. This side it was, which is my right hand side, but it's mirrored. And I was from my head like to my toe, the whole side of my body was numb. And when I went back to the doctor about it and obviously stopped taking the pill, I'd only just started taking it for about a week or something like that. She didn't even take my blood pressure. But, it just seems weird to me that a lot of people that have these psych diagnoses don't get seen properly by doctors. And now I just consider them all very dangerous. And I think you have to see a natural doctor. Otherwise, you're in dangerous hands. Yeah, I haven't done shit. I haven't taken cocaine like up my nose or like anything crazy like that in over 10 years. Like 2010, I think, was the last time. And it was just randomly I met a dealer, and then he was in my house, and it was like a stupid competition, like putting a line up each other's noses, as it were, like every 5 minutes. It was so horrible. It's not a drug that I took regularly since 2007. And then there was just a random experience in 2010. I don't do it. And if I ever had any, I dab it. I will not put it up my nose. Like, it's so powerful. You can just take a tiny dab and put it in your gum or whatever. You're good for 4 hours. Well, I mean, I used to drink every day. I used to get my first drink around 4. and then carry on. I drank large quantities, and then I'd pop a Respirodol and sleep through the night. Most people that drink that much do not sleep through the night. So how many people on these prescriptions? There's nothing you can do about it, because the solutions are more personal, private than anything, aren't they? Just don't comply, man. Get knowledgeable. Try and see someone else, anyone else than these people with these horrible pills. They're not there for your health. They really aren't. And I think the education might, and the wages might make them a bit psychopathic prone. Like, too much money, too much education, lack of, you know, there's also gaps in their education. But they're too clever and they're on too much money. And they even, like, Baha'u'llah warned, like how Jesus warns about the hypocrites. Baha'u'llah warns about the learned and the doctors of this age. There are warnings about it, and recommendations for herbs and nutrition, and less reliance upon meat and homeopathy and competent physicians, and warning against the learned and the doctors of this age. And it's like, they're really central to this new world order, because they'll be doing a lot more compulsion in medicine and health tracking, like with nanobots, making sure you're taking your pills and stuff. Like, the totalitarianism incoming is, whoo-hee. I don't want to put an adjective on it. Yeah, I don't want to put an adjective on it. Me and my English. Gemma, I'm so happy to see you in the chat, Gem. Well, Gem says Agenda 2030. Like, I'm no more knowledgeable about this than anyone else, but I just feel like what I know is they are doing depopulation. So it'll be surprising if we're here to see it, honestly. Like, what do they want with us? Sick people that require money to be taken care of? No, that would be charity. Charity doesn't seem to be in the AI rule book. Yeah, man. Do you know what I noticed that was interesting is when I was texting, sending messages, when we were sending messages on Telegram, for that, there was like a one day, and I thought I was talking with a guy, and then I was like, well, that's an issue. I'd like to address that issue privately. I don't know, I'm bringing this to this space. I was like, it made me think, and I was like, why would I, you know, yeah, I don't know, I'm going to get too involved in explaining that, but I just want to tell you that I was looking at that situation. I thought, well, I better address that. Why have I got a different mind set to talking to you, and I think this, and then I find out that, like, just, yeah, I don't know. Not very good at, like, even articulating it. I've had so many smacks in the head. I won't ever get to listen to anyone else anyway. I love my body. It needs love, though. Ray! It's a bit more than I'm able to give it. Let's get physical. I actually don't need a poo. Look at me, I'm all grown up. I hold my shit all myself. So silly. I hold my shit all myself. Oh god, I hate yellow glasses. They're fucking weird. So what to do now? 20 seconds left on that, Yash. What should we do? You'd be surprised. You're smarter than you think. Love your body. I really like the live streams. I wouldn't be able to do it without there being this base, or this baseline of supporters, you know, consistently, whether you commented or not. See, I ran out of time. I just wasn't paying attention. You can see it's quite relaxing. So, but better than alcohol, because you don't get that mad compliancy. Smoking is bad news, guys. Get vaping, get eating, get growing it, And eating, when you trim, you're taking off the leaves. Don't throw them in the bin. Eat them. They're salad. They're perfect. Juice your flowers. You can juice your flowers fresh. And you don't have to set fire to it. You don't have to burn it. You don't need to. You don't have to. If you want to, it's like what you. That's wherein the journey begins. Just reach out. You must have somebody you can reach out to. I'm here. I'm gonna call it a night, just because. Or like, I tell you what. I won't. I'll just go in the other room for a minute, and then you can vote. Whoever is here now, there's only 2 people, so I'm going to actually abstain from a vote. Well, my vote was handed over to someone else. You're a people watcher. I don't mind. Trip sitting is good. You know, that's why hospitals are meant to be a good idea. And it's always the good ones where you're like, sheesh, you saved my bacon. You didn't get too involved, you know. The ones that cut off your beak to save your tail, you know. Why is there someone going crazy? When they go crazy outside, they always push the gate. It's like a thing around here. It's like you have to push the gate. There's these little gates that like make it impossible to drive. When they are whatever. So yeah, you know, guess with gates, guessing. You're voting for number 1. You know, it's very intimate. I will carry on. It's just the one angle as well, you know, let's criticize it. Move it, you know. Move it, yes. And just, you know, that's no different, is it? Really, or is it? Fucking love that. Yeah, no, I do. I actually do. I'd be lost without it. I can't even imagine living in a quiet place. I mean, shit. It's fine. I'll get there. I like waves. Waves are nice. But yeah, when the place is too quiet, it kind of does my head in. I had that in Tunisia at one point. I went and stayed in an apartment. I was staying like 3 weeks with a family, and I was like, I need to just get my own space for a minute. I was stuck in the middle of nowhere, and I was like, oh my fucking god, just no noise, just like me. And anyway, that was a long time ago. I'm sure I'd be a lot braver these days. But I just went out. I ended up getting in trouble. You know, it's the trouble. I went out. I start fucking getting in trouble everywhere I go, don't I? She's just getting involved in shit that I shouldn't be getting involved in. And I'm like, whoops, well, that was me, everybody. If you want to know who did that, it was me. Yep. Village idiot, that's what they said. And the old, what's his name that done that? Royal English, the village idiot. How did they know? That was the year before anything happens anyway. Mind you, that's when I got the memo. He was like, come in, white rabbits. You are the white rabbit. That's your pen name. That's my pen name. However the conversation was. Don't expect me to remember English. Well, it's true. I did write a thing called that. Or, you know. Well, it's funny how the drugs just popped up at that time a bit before that, wasn't it? I mean, you've done that drug for a long time. And it set fire to that for 10 years, you know. Back on. Meet someone on OkCupid. Next thing you know, you're getting scammed. All sorts of nasty ways to back up that kind of, you know, can't scam me nicely, you know. And then get a supply of medical cannabis oil, and then oops, we're getting investigated by the police now, yes? I'm like, well, now I know where to buy weed. That's pretty obvious anyway, so I'll just do that now. Stupid, really, you know, and then next thing you know, you're the white rabbit, and I'm like, no, it was a pen name, right? And it wasn't even that good. You know, it was only a personal thing I missed out on. You know, it's almost like every punch was worth £1, really. I won't go into a bit of money a few years later, and I was like, well, you know, I've always been living on that. Weird, it was my money, it just wasn't in my name. There was no guide. No one said, oh, by the way, when you get to 35, you're going to inherit. So yeah, they're just making it up as they went along, and I like to have you believe. People knew I was going to get money at 35. Why didn't they tell me? Why did they wait until just before I got to 35 to tell me I was coming into some money? Very weird. Very weird. And then they say, well, we're not a secret society. We are a society that keeps secrets. That's their answer, I know. Just take someone to die and you find out. We're not a secret society. We're a society that keeps secrets. You know, it's like, really? And now the dead speak, huh? Anyway, they just do theatre as well. The craft, that's all it is. And I hate it. I hate the way it's seeped into society. You know, professional assholes at work and at play. You know, have faith. So you ain't got time for anything else, have you? That's me, no. Got born again in a rave. Well, that's good. Do a bit of that. You can crack it out. Yeah, I could probably be a tutor of some type. You just no speaking. You just work out what the rules are. You know? Oh, said no speaking. Yeah, it would be me that broke that rule. It would. You know, there's only so long I can do that for. So, without anyone's joining, so there's people talking in. Talk among yourselves. Go on. I shall provide your SMR or whatever it is. I'll try and make it nicer, better. That'd be difficult. Oh no, it's all right. I don't have to, do I? I don't have to. Never met one of my. Me too. Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. My mum's mum and where's she gone? How she lost her baby? Gone. That one, and it happens again. Beautiful, beautiful tapestry. I think the generational thing has a lot to do with it. Yeah, your mum is mommy and your dad is daddy kind of scenario seems interesting to me. I remain philosophically optimistic, shall we say, about my spiritual heritage and future, ultimate destiny, let's call it. Yeah, let's call it ultimate destiny for argument's sake. So I'm going to go. I'm nearly at the end of this plate. I think I'll cut it. Yes. See the end. Got to be done. That was very savage. Good. So I don't know, man. I just want to get well again. So no, take part. And for years, people thought she don't want to take part, and it's like, no. I told them I've got pain, and they said it's normal. I told them about my heavy periods. That was normal. That's a problem. They said I was too energetic. No, they couldn't take me seriously. Talking too much sometimes. Put me on drugs. Shut up. Shut up. I'm not talking about no SSRI antidepressant. Talking about antipsychotic 17. Go. No. Shh. You know, go and all fucking get her. Yeah, with them antipsychotics. Talking too much energy. Can't take you serious or not. Sometimes you have problems sleeping, you say you've got pain, that's part of depression. Mood disorder, yeah, it's related to sexual abuse. And then, oh yeah, she just thinks that because she has that disorder. You know, she thinks she was sexually abused because she has la 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 disorder. La la la. She said no to the system, la la la. So we give her these drugs to make her shut up. And then you meet her and you think that all the problems to do with the drugs, the obesity, the goo-goo gaga, you think that's the problem that she has. No, that's what we give them with the drugs, you understand? Anybody? Too late now, 20 years have gone by. You know, now we're going to die soon. Hopefully. Because, you know, if you don't give people enough money to live on and they're doing work every day in a coffee shop, in a supermarket, use your fucking imagination, you know, otherwise we'll be here a long time and somebody should list them all off. Somebody should we try the places where you don't get paid enough for it to be any good here, you know, apart from you know, apart from all that good, you know, feely stuff. Hey. Yeah, I know it's a lot. You know, constant about traveling the world, going Amazon, you know, getting your canoes and everything, and Instagram reeling it. You know, not everyone can do that. There's a lot of illnesses about. It's tragic universe. Oh, you love me. People gets a bit much, and even though conversations all on the old generational trauma, in it though. You need is a decent hug, some sense of community, you know. It's difficult times, difficult. We all want these things. Where are they? You know, I used to think they were in Africa. Just anywhere in Africa, apparently. My grasp of world affairs might have been compromised. You know, definitely involves buying and selling. I definitely got that much from the situation firsthand. It definitely involves buying and selling. I know that much. I hear you! You know, it's fine. I'm just reading comments now, for anyone that was wondering. Giggly goggly disease, you know. Psychopaths, a lot of these doctors, sorry to say. Just sinners. They're sinners, okay? They're sinners. You know, we need to pray for their forgiveness. God, forgive them. You know, but in your own private time, God, forgive them. You know, just in case you didn't get a chance. I do, God, forgive them. You know, God, you know, whatever. But yeah, you know, pray for their forgiveness, really. You know, what the fuck? You know. Never gonna give up, never gonna give up, you know. I feel sorry for a lot of them as well. Like, imagine a client, a patient, whatever they are. Another new human being sitting in your office every 10 minutes, every day. Like, you have to put the shoe on the other foot. But then, it's like how to make them stop persecuting you. It's like, I get it, guys. Like, I get you had a challenge in life and you've got to make a decision between one or another thing, one thing or another. But, you know, why are you still being assholes? So then you can't try and run away. You can't because you're on their books. And they're like, oh, you are registered with the NHS, yeah? And it's like, as little as possible. Until I die. Yeah, but ravers never die. True love never dies. That's the one, yes. Or was it ravers? Well, I don't really care. I don't give a shit. Here's me streaming to 3 people. Like, since I stopped using the NHS, my life, you know. But that's, you know, it's fine. So, well, the real deal is, what about how do we free these naturopaths? You know, because they keep doing this thing in the news for a long time, where something is like about to happen, and I think it's really distracting for everybody. And we have to try and tune out of it as much as possible and tune into a different frequency or vibration, yeah. Yeah, so I won't say the other thing. Well, you know, just green, big people, not politics, just green, Benjamin Green. Is your therapy as well. God bless us, eh? I want to be a top fan of me. This is what I was going to say before. I listen to, I do always watching my stuff back, and sometimes that bothers me because I'm like, maybe I'm watching it back wrong. Does that make sense? But it is a lot to do the parts and then watch it back as well. So I'm not convinced that I do it best of all, but I do watch them back. I hope that makes sense. Like, there could be a method of watching it back that would be more productive, like not immediately. But I think I support the idea of watching them back 1000%. If you're not watching your own stuff back, there's no point. Like, Russell Brand doesn't watch his stuff back. So you have to watch them back. But I think probably not immediately. But I did like one video. I waited like 2 hours recently, I think. I'd like to think it was 2 hours. It might have been 1 and it felt like 2. But it seems like I waited 2 hours to watch one back recently. I hope. Or was that or an hour? But either way, I waited and I think that was better. It was better to wait. Wait a minute. So I've always been pleasantly surprised. I was watching to make sure I spoke. But you know what I mean. Because with the EDS, you're in and out. Loose connection and the pain thingy. So I just, you know, if I'm not even going to have one drink, do you know what I mean? Because look at me nursing this. Like, I bought this here. It's a weeping like 3:30 in the afternoon, 4 p.m. right at 4:30 p.m. and now it's like 6 hours later and I've only got to work a can. Do you understand what I mean? No, it's not even relevant, Miss List. Fine, good. It was a good answer. Thank you for using it. nuts, man. It just gives me some fun, you know. Just be creative, you know. Why not? Opportunity knocks, you know. So I keep telling myself to go. I'm like so rude, aren't I? I'm just throwing myself out. Scotland's biggest fan. That is such a fucking great thing. I need to I'm going to print you a sticker. Twruk, Scotland's greatest fan. Let me read this again. Scottish biggest fan. Yeah, twruk, Scottish biggest fan. Yeah, we need one. Bloody shit went in my eye. Look, what's the difference if you support Tommy Robson or you don't? Isn't it all just bollocks online? Is it not more relevant how your local community is? Is that, you know, how's your friends and neighbours? You know? Virgin Islands. What the fuck are Virgin Islands? Look, do you realise if you how do you call it? If you kidnapped a child, right? Or if you were trafficking a child, and not only a child, or like someone that just, like, he could be a female that just doesn't know the difference. It's from some part of the world, doesn't know shit, okay? And you were like, we're going on a plane and we're going to London. Ask the internet or go on a map, or I don't know how people learn things, but ask someone, just read, I don't know, go there yourself. There are so many places called London. Like, it's not, you could just be like, hi, here we are, kids in London. And then the kids like, and they're like, where are you? I went to London. It's like, well, they did. And they got to the airport and they were like, welcome to London. Do you realise that? So then people could be giving a testimony years later. As one example of what can go wrong with that. And then, like, we went to a place like that and it's like, it's some other part. And this is so true of so many place names. Just wanted to say that in terms of human trafficking, if you're moving people around, that is a sly move. Maybe there should be a ban on more than one place having the same name, because that is wrong. We were in London. Many Londons, you know. Many Londons. So, well, thank God we're only here for a short time. I can do that normally, you know, but I choose to do it in this voice. Just so you know, I'm not being taken over by an actual alien. Perhaps reassuring myself at the moment. Look, can I make this brighter? Jesus. I need to move back down south again so I can be among normal. So I make this brighter. You're supposed to stick in one character, yes. I was like, I cannot consistently. I have a loose connection in me. It's fine. It's just never work again, you know. I'm never gonna work again. This is cannot be any lighter. Bull Mastiff. You, Jammer. Do you know Zorro is in rehab and I told Zorro I was going to marry him and then I freaked out and joined Hinge? Yeah. And I looked at how much the visa was and I was like, I can't actually pay for that. He would have to pay for it. And that puts his balls on the line, actually, for the first time ever in anyone's life. You know? Usually I'm buying the gifts. Wait! I don't want to be cruel to myself, but I would, you know. I'm, you know, maybe one thing and another. Just shush, yes, good. Self-soothing. But how to put this up here? Jesus Christ, this woman, she's no wonder nobody watches you with your stupid ankles. Jesus swept. Do you know you watch it back and you lose your fucking place, you know? That's what I was saying. I watch them back and I do sometimes lose my way. Thinking, how many ways is someone going to look at this, Jess? And I don't want to be involved in that. So then I thought, maybe don't watch it back. But you do need to. Because you're going to have a vote. Because you put that shit there, you know. So that's right. You freaked me out even from a distance there. Look, I'm wearing contact lenses. Why? All right. Because I was just thinking it's difficult to see right now. Shush, okay? Let someone else speak. I don't want to leave you. Jesus fucking wept, says Gemma. It's what you got your Gemma stick for. Gemma, you've moved up into first place now. Marty went home, didn't he? It's just us here now. Good. I don't want to leave you now. What's the problem you're having with your Jasmine man? Your dustbin man. People are... Look, I suppose we're all going home soon. Is that... Should we look forward to it? That's what they would want from us, the ancestors. The ones that have gone before us would want us to be looking forward to all being together in heaven. Going local down in Aqua. Talking about getting on well with my neighbours, wasn't I? Right? We are the Green Dragons. Kind of. I think I came up with quite a few names for this place. It's a beautiful, beautiful home. There's also, it is not sinking into the ground like I suggested in an earlier video. I just, I thought maybe it was, but I don't think it actually is. So it was just the drains needed cleaning. Oh look, I found one that needs going up. We'll be out of these skin sacks, and what will we be wearing? We can't even imagine. So I think that's the best advice. Whoa, bollocks, I better fuck that bit of that up. Best, because I don't know what to do. Enjoy that we're soon enough, because there is a depopulation happening. No worries. It's not, you're not gonna not be put out of our we're not gonna not be put out of our misery. There is an expiry date on this. What should we name it? Expiry date. Look, I can be the most beautiful woman in the world, but I just can't put the constant effort in. That's why people always call me an actress when I do my best. They're like, oh, look at her, she's like trying to be. Cast her out. And why is she like that now? You know, this is what all this stupid dichotomy is about in some men's minds, and I'm safer off out of the argument. So soon we will all be together out of this costume into another costume. Let's be happy. All right, you are going, and then I will also, and I wish you all the best of health. And I just want to tell you, with that smoking thing, you don't have to, right? Thank you for being here. Means so much. All right, let's have good health and God bless, and see you soon. We're all under one sky. Yeah, do it. So set yourself like a day and whatnot, and just move on. If you've got any nice books, pick up any book and just have a little read, so you've got some sustenance going. Do you know what I mean? Gotta get out of jail somehow. Just get some paper, please, my love. I wish I'd do it more, but at least that's how I got out. Well, I'm not gonna say which one I read. He's got loads of books. Good luck. And then if you don't even have that paper with you, just find paper eventually. It's just food for thought. Food for thought. Just do not join any cults as well. That's my best advice. Alright, and hip-hop's a cult. But no, it's not. Hip-hop is a cult. I really hope not. Please, not yet. It doesn't have a charismatic leader like the MAGA party. It cannot be questioned. No. Well, no, it's not. There isn't. That's a Q conspiracy, I think. Peace, love, and unity. Mwah. Thanks for being.